Hey, what's up guys, Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another feature match commentary on the channel today. So this is going to be the top 4 for the 9th edition of my online Discord tournament, aka the final tournament before the July 2021 ban list takes effect. But this matchup is going to be between Utopic King on Adamancipator versus Timelord Demi on Frank Kids. And if you are interested in playing under the next ban list, which will be taking place in the next tournament as soon as July rolls around, so in just a couple of days here, feel free to go ahead and sign up. You can find all the info and the links to the Discord server in the description box below. You have, I think, one more day left to sign up, so be sure to get that in if you're still interested in playing. But let's not waste any more time and get started with this matchup here without any further ado. So looks like Frank Kids took the RPS win there, so they're going to be choosing to go first here. So the opening hand for Frank Kids going first is going to be Lancia, Cosmic Cyclone, Place, Roxy's, and Ash. So hand looks pretty solid for sure, at least in a vacuum. A couple of names, but not really too much extension to play past hand traps. However, there's a couple of defensive cards here as well, so definitely not too bad. And then the opening hand for Adamancipator going second is going to be Guardian, Drone Lockbird, Ash, Seeker, and Adhara. So both players opening up a couple of hand traps here. We can see Adhara as kind of an extender to make Hcabe, and overall I think the hand looks pretty solid from Adamancipator as well. So we're going to see Frank Kids kick things off with a copy of Place being activated. So that's going to allow a search for Dropsies. And then a Resolution Joel is going to be used. Then he's going to normal summon the Dropsies next and link that away for a copy of the Meow Meow. So Dropsies triggers, and looks like he's going to use Ash in response. So that's just going to be a pass. The Joel effectively didn't really do much there, but the Ash shutting down this hand's turn is not really super uncommon, I would say. But he's going to pass on this, and we're going to see a top deck Science return for Adamancipator. So that's definitely quite solid as an extender, of course. We're going to see Adhara being special summoned first, and then he's going to follow up with a normal summon of Seeker. Seeker effect is going to be activated, but he's going to use Ash in response. So actually just going to go straight into battle phase and clear over the Meow Meow. Then in main phase 2, going to link summon into a copy of Hcabe, and then use the effect. That's going to summon a copy of Plague Spreader Zombie from the deck. So that's a pretty interesting choice for sure. Gonna link summon into a copy of Nightmare Unicorn, and then that's going to be used. So he's going to pitch the Guardian to spin away the Cosmic. And then the Signs is going to be activated. That's going to target Seeker to summon it back. And then he's going to stack the Analyzer to the top. And then going to go for Appaloosa. And he's going to pass him here. All right, so I guess he's just banking on the fact that Appaloosa is going to get there with the impending Analyzer as his follow-up for next turn, which isn't too bad. However, I think Place is going to put in a lot of work here since it can just chain block from Appaloosa. So I wonder if there was a better play, or if that was genuinely just all that he could really do. The hand wasn't super strong after the Seeker got Ash, to be fair. So speaking of Ash, there's going to be another one top decked for turn right here. They're going to normal summon a copy of Roxy's, and then he's going to be linked that away for a copy of the Meow Meow. And then the Roxy is going to be chilling 1, and then Place chilling 2, I assume. Yeah, that's it. And then going to go ahead and resolve that, so he's going to banish Lancia to draw Pankratops, and then the Roxys will summon out a copy of Fansies from deck. And then from here, he could pretty much chain block into whatever, because he could just make it so that he can resolve whatever effects. So that Appaloosa ultimately won't end up mattering too much. Additionally, I just have to make sure. Yeah, so this Appaloosa is now in 1100, so it actually can only negate 1 time, which is pretty relevant. But going to go into Dodo here, and then the chain's going to be Fansies Chainlink 1, Dodo Chainlink 2, and then Appaloosa is going to be Chainlink 3 to negate that. So Fansies resolves, sending a copy of Pandemonium to summon the Lampsies from deck. And then going to enter battle phase and attack into the Appaloosa. So that should be 1700 damage here. Yeah, so the counter, I wonder if that threw him off, the one counter in Appaloosa, because it didn't really actually have a negate live there, again, because its attack stat wasn't high enough. So I wonder if that influenced his play to go into battle phase right away, but I think the end result would have been the same, unless if he had a way to OTK this turn. We're going to see a link summon of another copy of Dodo. So Lampsies does trigger here. That's going to summon out Roxy's from deck. And then Dodo is going to attribute itself to add back Pandemonium as well as the Lampsies. And then it's going to set the Pandemonium and then pass. So not really any way to go for Battle Butler, but I think the Ash plus just the pending advantage off Pandemonium will be enough here. So Analyzer, we knew was going to be the top deck because of Signs. So going to go to main phase. Going to summon the Analyzer. I don't know if he normaled it or specialed it there. I'm just going to assume that it was special summoned. Oh, okay, just kidding. So you guys can't see the chat because I have to block it since there's something said later that I can't have in the video. But in chat, he's saying that he forgot that he could just special it. So this was normal summoned. But yeah, that's going to be Ash, and that's going to be the end of the game. So game one, going to Prank Kids. Pretty interesting. I think the hand traps put in a lot of work for both sides. Like Ash was turn ending pretty much every single time, which was, it's not something you see commonly anymore. Like Ash is usually one of the lower impact hand traps. But we're now going to move into game number 2 here, where it looks like the Adamancipator player is going to choose to go first here. And if you guys are enjoying this video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new here and want to see more videos similar to this. But the opening hand for Adamancipator going first this time around is going to be Monster Reborn, Roxy's, Adhara, Ash, and Seeker. So this hand is looking fairly similar to the last one with Adhara, Seeker, Ash. But I guess instead of Signs, there's also Reborn. So this is pretty good going first for sure, provided there's no interruption, which there doesn't look to be any, because on the side of Prank Kids going second, the hand is going to be Ice Dragon's Prison, Dropsies, Place, Pandemonium, and Pankratops. So this hand is fine going second with the Pankratops, but if the Adamancipator player full combos, it's going to be quite rough, especially with Ash in hand as well. So Adhara going to be special summoned, and then going to actually normal summon the Roxy's instead. And then we're going to see the Link summon of Meow Meow. And then Roxy's is going to be activated, so actually just going to choose to banish the Ash instead, and then draws another copy of Roxy's. That's unfortunate. Rather it be the other way around, obviously. But that's going to be summoning a copy of Dropsies from deck. And then those two are going to be linked away for a copy of Dodo. And then Dropsies and Dodo will trigger, so that's going to add Place. So they actually are playing a target for the Dodo, which we don't often see. Or I should say, we don't always see it. But pretty nice there for another name. Although I wonder if he's playing more targets than just like the 3 Roxy's, 1 Dropsies, because he did draw the 3rd one here. But anyways, Dropsies resolves as well, so going to gain 1,000 and summon out a copy of Roxy's. And then those two are going to be linked away for a copy of Hcabe, and then Hcabe effect, going to summon out Plague Spreader from deck. And then going to link summon for Appaloosa, and then he's going to go Monster Reborn, that's going to bring back the Roxy's. And then going to Synchro Summon for a copy of Adamancipator Risen Raptite. Raptite effect is going to excavate 5 and hit a copy of Doki Doki. Pretty solid for sure. So Doki can send either Roxy's or Seeker to summon out like Researcher or Guardian or Analyzer. Probably going to go for Analyzer since... Oh, it depends on if he's playing the Synchro Leonite or not. So we'll see. He's going to go for Seeker, so he's going to pitch the Roxy's ultimately off Doki, I would imagine. But yeah, Seeker special summon itself, and then the effect on the field is going to activate. That's going to pick up a copy of Supplier. And then Supplier effect can add Guardian as well. So that is also quite nice. That allows us to be a free pitch fodder additionally, just so we can preserve some information. Because I think Roxy's is the only unknown card in hand right now. Gonna go and Synchro away for a copy of Savage Dragon. Savage is going to equip a copy of Dodo from Graveyard. And then going to activate Doki's effect. That's going to pitch the Roxy's. Okay, so doing it the other way. That's going to summon out Analyzer from deck. And then Analyzer's effect is going to go and hit another copy of Seeker. Or not Seeker, sorry, Supplier. Everything else goes back to the bottom, of course. Those two are then going to be synchroed for... There's the Risen Leonite. So I like this card a lot. That's going to go and be activated. Doesn't actually pick up a Signs or anything. But Drag It at least is just another card. And from here... He could go Overlay for Gallant Granite, Detach Search for Researcher, and then Special Summon Researcher, use the effect, see what you hit from there. You can go into like Dragite IP, which is not too bad. Or if he plays Dweller, he can make that too, because that's really good against Prank Kids. So I do wonder what the play is going to be. Going to Overlay for Dweller. All right, so not going for the Researcher this turn. Place Spreader going to summon itself back, and then those two are going to be synchroned off for Dragite. So adding on Dragite, Savage, Appaloosa, Dweller, which is definitely not too bad. We're going to see a top decked Phantasmate for turn, right in time as usual, 6 card. Going to go in the Samba phase, they're going to activate the Dweller, and then he's going to activate to this Place. That's going to grab a Search for Lampsey, so he chose not to negate that. So now he has to kind of be careful with this Appaloosa again. Actually, to be fair, Dweller is going to just prevent the Prank Kids from using their effects anyway, so not really going to be chain blocking anything. Yeah, I think the Dweller is really what sealed this board for sure. Going to special summon out the Pankratops here, and then proceed to battle phase. He's going to attack over the Appaloosa, and then main phase 2, going to set 2 and pass. So yeah, chose not to use Pankratops, which makes sense because it's just going to eat the Savage negation, but you don't have any follow-up anyways since you're under Dweller. So I think it just makes more sense to like try and use this on your opponent's turn in tandem with like Ice Dragon's Prison, Pandemonium, Phantasme to try and like survive, maybe come back. We are going to see a top deck Guardian for turn. So I think this place is dead unless if there's more targets, which again I don't think there are. But yeah, it's going to be just off the back of whatever is present on the board right here. Let's see. Thinking in standby phase, looks like there's nothing. Main phase 1, he's going to activate Dragite. They're going to chain Pandemonium response, but going to chain Dragite to that. And then Ice Dragon's Prison is going to be chained to the Dragite, targeting Seeker. And then Savage is going to be activated in response. And then Pankratops is going to be activated in response to the Savage. And then it's going to target the Savage. Okay, so it's channeling 1 Dragite to excavate, channeling 2 Pandemonium, channeling 3 Dragite to negate Pandemonium, channeling 4 Ice Dragon's Prison targeting Seeker, channeling 5 Savage to negate Ice Dragon's Prison, channeling 6 Pankratops to pop Savage. Big chain. Alright, so that gets destroyed, and then this doesn't resolve because it gets negated, and then this also doesn't resolve, so the first effective, the Dragite is going to resolve, but it's not going to bounce anything here because it is optional, and you don't really want to give them back their place. Gonna switch Dweller to attack position, and then go and normal summon the Guardian. And then battle phase, gonna attack for, what is this, 49 plus 17 is 66, I think? Should be left on 14. Yeah. So gonna go to end phase, and then reveal Dragite in hand for the Guardian, and then pass. So, I wonder what would have happened if he used Pankratops to attack, or sorry, to pop the Dweller. Savage would be on 4K, so that would have been game, yeah. So he would have lost if he didn't do that. Yeah, because he's going to lose to the Dweller here this turn, for sure. Which is kind of why I was thinking, like, what happens if you just out the Dweller? But, yeah, not really a whole lot to be done there. Got a top deck Paw Desires, which would be fine if not for the fact that Dragite's there. Samurai phase, Dweller going to come down again, and then Desire is going to be activated. That's going to banish 10, and then get negated. Let's see. I just want to see what else is there. So there was Dark Ruler here inside, but didn't draw it. And then revealing that Pankratops is, or not Pankratops, Phantasme was drawn for the 6th card and just going to concede. So we're now going to move into game number 3 here, where it looks like we're going to see the Prankets player decide, and he's going to choose to go first. And before we get started in game 3, just want to shout out my patrons as usual. So thank you so much for supporting the channel. It really does mean a lot to me. The consistent and long-form content is made possible thanks to you guys. And if you are interested in supporting the channel via the Patreon, feel free to check out the link in the description box below. But we're going to move on to game 3 here, where the opening hand for Prankets going first is going to be Lampsies, Fansies, Lancia, Dropsies, and Cosmic Cyclone. So one each of the fusion materials for the Battle Butler right here, plus some defensive cards, which are actually not that good in this matchup. But like Lancia doesn't really do a whole lot, and neither does Cosmic. So maybe he just ran out of cards to side, which is possible for sure. Like that definitely can happen, especially if you're going first. But yeah, it's interesting that these are still in the deck because they're not really going to do too much. But the opening hand for Adamancipator going second is going to be Lightning Storm, Doki Doki, Roxy's, Ash Blossom, and Analyzer. So Ash on Pranked also works against this particular hand as well. So that is definitely looking good for Adamancipator. We're going to see a normal summon of Lampsies, and he's going to link that away for a copy of the Meow Meow. Lampsy is going to be Ashed right there. And then going to set Cosmic and pass. That is definitely rough, but yep, not much you can do there. Top deck is going to be Doki Doki from Adamancipator. He's going to begin with a copy of Lightning Storm. That's going to hit the set Cosmic. And then he's going to special summon out the Analyzer. And then going to use the Analyzer effect. That's going to go and Excavate 5. Hits a copy of the Guardian, so able to play around hand traps as well. So this is quite good, because he can like normal Doki, pitch Roxy, special Roxys, and then do the Prankets combo. He could also like pitch the other Doki, summon out Seeker or Researcher, and go for Adamancipator lines. There's a lot of options here with this hand. And gonna go for Roxy's next. Alright, so just not even going for Doki at all, which is fair. I guess you would rather save this for negation of Nib rather than negation of Ash, because like if they Doki pitch and then that gets Ash, you're kind of in a tougher position. You can make the case though that like Roxy's getting Ash is somewhat similar. Either way though, they would be able to go into Hcabe Brex afterward, which isn't too bad. Lancia is going to be used in response to the Roxy, so that's actually going to prevent banishing, which is not too bad. And actually going to use Guardian. All right, so relying on that to resolve. So scrap what I literally just said about choosing to negate Nib over other hand traps, because choosing to use it here, but that's going to banish the Doki, drawing it to Cosmic, and then going to summon out the Dropsies. And then he's going to link summon into a copy of Dodo. Both effects are going to trigger, so adding a copy of Place off the Dodo, and then getting 1,000 life points and summoning Roxy's off the Dropsies. And then from here, going to be thinking, overlaying for a copy of Gallant Granite. That's going to go and search for a copy of Researcher. And then, yeah, he was kind of thinking about what lines lose to Nibiru. Because, like, right now he's pretty vulnerable to it. But that's kind of just the position he found himself in after giving up the Guardian to resolve the Roxy's. But we are going to see Researcher being used. That's going to Excavate 5. Hit a copy of the Dragite, which is not bad. So that's going to net an extra draw. And let's see what it is. It's going to be a copy of Idhara. Pretty dead right here. Going to link summon for a copy of Halqifibrax. And then use the effect. That's going to summon out Plague Spreader. And then going to go for a copy of Appaloosa. I accidentally hit fast forward there. But Appaloosa was made with the Link monsters. And then these two are going to be synchroned off for a copy of Raptite. And then Raptite effect is going to go in Excavate 5. Gonna summon out Analyzer. This, I believe, summons in defense. Yeah, so hopefully they catch that. Because that definitely makes a difference when you're going second and trying to push for lethal. Looks like they didn't catch that, though. Place is going to be activated next for a search of Roxy's. And then Plague Spreader is going to be activated from the graveyard. That's going to put a card back. And then going to Secret Summon for a copy of Savage Dragon. Savage going to equip a copy of Dodo. And then going to attack. Going to be 516 and 4,000. It's actually not game either way. So that is pretty good. So it should have been only, what, 3k plus 16. Should have only been 4,600 damage total. But going to set Cosmic and then pass. We are going to see a top-deck Ice Dragon's Prison for turn from the side of Trinkets. Oh, hey, they got it now. All right, so yeah, going to go ahead and fix the life points here. All right, and then gonna go for a normal summon of Dropsies. I was just like reading through chat there. I know you guys can't see it, but they were typing a lot this game. They're gonna go link summon for a copy of Meow Meow, but the Dropsies is gonna be negated via Appaloosa. Battle Phase gonna attack into the Analyzer because that does represent follow up. Yeah, I mean I think you just lose here no matter what, because like IDP is not gonna resolve. Because it's just going to get Cosmic, and then you have Savage to negate whatever cards in hand, even though it's a dead Fansies. So yeah, Adamancipator just wins this game here. End phase, going to Cosmic, and that is the end of the match. So Adamancipator going to take top 4, 2-1 over Trinkets. Pretty fascinating. They're kind of talking about it right now, like why they kept these cards in, but yeah. Apparently he just didn't have enough cards to side in, which again is pretty fair. But yeah, Adamancipator, still, if they're able to full combo, and if they open enough hand traps, then they definitely can still make a good amount of plays, provided that they all resolve. But yeah, the deck is pretty fascinating for sure. I don't really think it'll get hit again. It already suffered enough hits as is. The Link Cross hit definitely was the one that made it so that the deck really became harder to play. Because even though Black Dragon got banned like a while back, I mean, the deck was still like relatively playable. But nowadays, like, you really have to draw extremely well in order to make things work. But Trinket's Engine is always really solid in this deck, I think. Just more extension is really good. But that's going to do it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comments. Subscribe for more informative and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can watch or follow me on all social media platforms or support me with the links in the description as usual. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.